الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So the question today, once you're dead, there's no life after death. Do you agree? But consider other people's opinion. If you disagree, you still have to consider other people's opinion. So, from the first class, we managed to get something written on the board. So those who are against, they try to address the question, what is death, the origin of life, and scientific possibility. For those who agree there's no life after death, they say, how do we know there is life after death? Who is going to do it? And no one died and came back, and scientifically impossible. Right, okay. So let's start with those who are agreeing there's no life after death. How do we know? What will you say to them, considering all of you agreeing? How do we know there's life after death?
Can I refute that argument?
Yeah, this is what I'm asking you to do.
Well, we
But address this reply from them. I want you to address this reply. How do we know there is life after death?
We have evidence from scriptures, such as the...
From the scriptures. So our life after death came from the heavenly scriptures, you mean?
As in the idea of it.
The heavenly scriptures? Heavenly scriptures means Christianity, Judaism, and Islam.
Yeah, we get information about what happens from the scriptures.
Yeah, so from the scriptures, there is life after death. And if they don't believe in the scriptures,
we have to prove to them why those scriptures are good sources of information.
so you need to prove to them the sender of the brick.
Yeah.
You need to prove them there is a God. There is Allah Azza wa Jal. And who is going to do it?
Scholars.
Who's going to cause the people to come back to life after death?
Allah.
Allah. How will they? How do you know the answer is Allah?
Again, is in the Quran and scriptures.
It's an easy argument, this one. Who's going to do it? An easy argument. Built on logic. Amal.
The person who made the heavens and the earth.
Yeah. The first person, like if I destroy this chair, who will bring it back? The person who made it at the first stage. I've destroyed this cupboard. Who will bring it back? The one who made it. He can bring it back, yeah? Now, yeah, any other answer?
I think it's important to note that in order to get someone who's in favor of this argument to agree that there is life after death, you first have to make them believe that there's...
We're addressing those who are against this argument. That they are supporting there's no life after death.
No,
We're negating their view.
yeah, to get those people who agree, we have to first make them believe that there's a God, and then they'll...
Depends on the question. That question you are talking about. But this question, the answer is answer logically. If you destroy a plane, who will bring it back? The one who made it the first time. If you crash your car, who will bring it back? Take it to the company, they will put it back. And even could be better. They might add more software to it. They might add a new navigation system to it. They might add new tires. So the one who made it, they can even make better version than the one you destroyed. So that's answered that one. No one died and came back to life. This is one of the things they say. What will be the answer to that? Nobody died and came back. Is that true?
Prophet Isa will... Oh wait, actually no.
They'll come back.
Prophet?
Yeah, we didn't die. We didn't die. Prophet Isa.
No, they said they want somebody died and came back to life. Who?
Well, you wouldn't know until he died, but then how?
But has it happened before?
Yeah.
Through who? Who died?
Ibrahim alayhi salam, he cut 4 birds up and called them to him, and Allah resurrected those birds to fly back to him.
Yeah, that's right, but he didn't actually do it to say that will they come back to life or not. He did it to prove what?
Allah's power.
No. To prove what? From the ayah. He said, كيف يحيي الله هذه قال كيف يحيي الله هذه بعد موتها قال أولم تؤمن قال بلى ولكن يطمئن قلبي. He asked how, not if. How would Allah Azza wa Jal bring it back to life? And how Allah proved to him? How Allah proved to Ibrahim that how he would bring it back?
The birds came flying back to him after he put them on.
Didn't fly actually, they walked.
Oh, they walked.
Yeah. يأتينك سعيا, he came running to you. But what did he prove? Allah proved to him. Here, Allah Azza wa Jal work is just the word, kun fayakun, be, and it becomes. So Allah Azza wa Jal said to Ibrahim, cut them into pieces, spread the pieces, mingle them, and spread them across the mountains, and call them, they will come back. So Allah, what's going to say?
Was it Prophet Uzair who
Yeah, hold on, that's correct, that Prophet Uzair who died and came back. But Ibrahim, Allah showed him that you just call them and they will come. Because the act of Allah Azza wa Jalla, Allah is not going to explain to you how, because you can never understand. You can never understand. But Allah Azza wa Jalla gave Ibrahim the ability himself to say, come back, and they came back. Summa id'uhum, he just said, come back, and they came back. How Allah Azza wa Jalla joined them together and brought them back, it's going to be too complicated for Ibrahim. لذلك الله عز وجل said in the Quran لخلق السماوات والأرض أكبر من خلق الناس ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. He said, verily the creation of heavens and earth is far much greater than the creation of man. But most men do not know, do not understand. While Allah Azza wa Jalla said the creation of heavens and earth is more complicated than the creation of man. Why he said that? How would you explain that?
What was the question again?
The question, it's not a question, it's an ayah. Allah said the creation of heavens and earth far much greater than the creation of man. But most men do not understand, or most people.
Because men can only understand what they've created, so like that's what you can see. But like if you can't see it, then it's hard to picture it.
Why the creation of heavens and earth is more difficult than creating man, Amar?
Because because creating man, like there's not really much to it, but the creating the heavens and the earth.
Why there's not much in it to it?
Because the heavens and the earth are way much bigger and it's infinite.
Creating man is biologically more complicated.
No, because it took us like it took him 1 day to create us, and it took him like 2 days to create the heavens and the earth and that.
We don't know how long it took Allah to create man. He said, "He khalaqtu biyadayhi," but he was 40 days. He was without a soul, and Allah Azza wa Jalla blew the soul into him, and he became conscious. So He created him as a body, but the body was alive in Jannah, like it wasn't moving. So Iblis used to pass him and kick him, and then was that. What's that Allah created? He was wondering when he. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, when I blew the soul into him, you all have to bow down to him. Iblis refused. But why creating? Yeah, cut it short. The creation of atoms far much more complicated than creating you. Because if there is atoms, you bring oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, magnesium, make you. But if somebody else wants to create you, not Allah, he needs to create the oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, magnesium, iron, all the material you need in your body. To create the material is far much more complicated to create the man. So if you want to create hydrogen, if you want to create a piece of helium, You join, what do you join? To create helium? Come on, your physics, chemistry. 2 pieces of heavy hydrogen. Yeah? 2 pieces of heavy hydrogen. What do you need to join, fuse 2 pieces of hydrogen to create helium? Yeah?
Massive amount of energy and heat. Masses of, like a lot of energy and heat.
Yeah, a lot of heat and energy. How do you get the energy and heat?
You split the uranium.
You split, how do you split the uranium?
TNT has to explode.
Explode what?
TNT.
TNT. So you read the board correctly. You need to use a bomb, ordinary bomb, TNT bomb, to generate heat, to split the uranium, atomic bomb. The heat of splitting the uranium generates a lot of heat to fuse the heavy hydrogen. And when you fuse the heavy hydrogen, you explode, you cause explosion, and you could destroy the West Midlands. So you could destroy a building with TNT. You could destroy Hiroshima or Nagasaki in or Nottingham or somebody with the. Listen to me. You could destroy Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Nottingham with the uranium splitting, but you could destroy the whole West Midland, 7.5 million, with creating 1 atom of helium. So the creation of the atom is far much greater than creating man. The scientists thought we can do anything, we can create anything we want. And they want to challenge Allah Azza wa Jal. Went to the mountain and said, we can create, oh God, we can create anything. Challenge us. Accept the challenge. Allah said, they heard voice, yes. And they came down to earth to get the material and said, no. You have to create your own material and then create whatever you want. So how they're going to create carbon, magnesium, iron, gold. This is why when I teach you about money, money is gold or silver, something nobody else can create. It's not euro or dollar or pound, because everybody can create. Even cryptocurrency people can create. It's difficult, but you can. If you create 1 Bitcoin, you sell it for $62,000 now. But creating atoms is not easy. So Allah Azza wa Jalla says, زين للناس حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة. The money beautified to man is gold and silver. So because nobody can create gold, you have to find the gold Allah created. So creating the heavens and earth far much more complicated than creating man. So don't come and say, oh, Allah cannot create man. Allah created the whole heavens and earth. So that's the argument. Logically, the one who did it before. And like Zakaria said, that Allah Azza wa Jal created, you talked about Uzair, yeah? Uzair died. أو كالذي مر على قرية وهي خاوية على عروشها قال أن يحيي الله هذه بعد موتها فأماته الله 100 عام. Allah made Uzair, who wondered, how will Allah bring this village back to life? Allah made him die for 100 years, and he brought him back to life with the evidence standing next to him. His donkey became bones on the ground, the skull, whatever, and his food remained fresh. His food remained fresh for 100 years. The food should go off first. In a couple of hours, should start smelling. And the donkey became like just bones on the ground. So when he woke back, he said, look how I will bring back the donkey, and Allah assembled the donkey back to life. So he died 100 years. When he went back, all his peers died. The only one who was still alive was his servant, his girl who used to serve him in his house. And she said, if you were Uzair used to be, Allah used to respond to his dua. He will make his dua come true. So I am blind, make Allah make me see. And Allah returned her eyesight. So she said, Uzair knew, 4 people knew the Torah by heart. One of them is Uzair, and he read the Torah from end to end. So everybody...
Is Jewish?
Jewish, yeah. Uzair, Bani Israel. So, don't say Bani Israel, say Bani Yaqub. Yeah? Bani Yaqub. So the Jewish in Palestine, they are Bani Yaqub, not Bani Israel. If the Muslims take charge of Palestine, they could call it Yaqub. They call it Israel, we call it Yaqub. It's not bad name, but bad people. They're killing randomly, they're destroying property, they're stealing property. They're even allowed to kill animals and children. It's part of their teaching in Talmud, to kill everything in a city they invade. Everything, animals, human.
Actually,
This
do that on
this is the way they are told. So, to answer the third one, the fourth one, scientifically impossible. What do you say? If the atheists say scientifically impossible to do it, what would you say? Scientifically impossible. If somebody dies and get cremated. Now many people get cremated. Why they get cremated? Non-Muslim, non-Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you enter the fire, if you agree to be cremated, you will stay in fire, in hellfire. You end in hellfire. So a Muslim is haram to be cremated. But when you are cremated, they think you turn into ashes, or if you die in the sea and eaten by a shark. What happened? One of the villages in South America, Argentina, I think, and the village by the sea, and the village grown, and the sharks started coming to the seaside to eat people, and they ate 4 or 5 people, skilled people. Actually, they are body, lifeguards. What happened? That their sewage and things were sent to the sea, and their excrements and their rubbish, the smell attracted more sharks. And they did the research, they found that these sharks actually attracted by the pollution the village caused to the sea. So the sharks started coming and eating people swimming there. They eat this and go. So if you are eaten by a shark, or you are eaten by lions or by worms, yeah, or you're burned to ashes, the atheists say it's scientifically impossible. What will be your answer as a Muslim?
Allah has the power to do anything.
Yeah, well, scientifically how? Allah Azza wa Jal always tells us, Zakaria.
Like maybe like it's impossible that this world, it's like such a coincidence that this world is like perfect for us to live on.
This world is
Like this world is created, like it's perfect for us.
the one who created it, you mean? Allah created this world and He will...
This world's been created in like a way that is perfect for us to live on, unlike all the other planets.
So how would Allah create us back after we turned into ashes? Rebuild us, get our mothers to give birth to us, or how? How? Because the atheists say, I want me to come back.
Because we have a soul, and like that stays.
You have a soul which doesn't die. When you die, the soul leaves you. Prove that you have a soul. How do you prove to yourself and to others you have a soul?
So you like to speak and stuff, so like the body can't really speak, but like the soul kind of speaks.
The body speaks because there's signals coming from the brain to the tongue to move, and the air coming out, and yeah, the sound forms.
Because when you sleep, you wake
Yeah,
up.
when you sleep, your body go into, like, vegetative state. You are just, pulse will be like 20, 30, blood pressure drops to 20, 30, you're breathing very slowly. Your brain, EEG, actually shows that your brain slows down. But you are still awake, aware of yourself. You know you still exist on the soul level, yeah? When they give you an anesthetic, general anesthetic, they make you unable to use your brain. So they paralyze the brain. But you're still aware of yourself. So that's your soul. In Ramadan, You don't eat, you control your body. Your instincts say, eat, there's food, there's drink. Nobody's seeing you. But you don't, you control your body. Yeah, that's one part. The soul goes and stays, doesn't die. Goes to the Alam al-Barzakh, kept. What else? The atheists want their body to come back. Me, come back. Not a new creation. I want me to come back, enjoy the second life. Or he might go to hell. He's not.
Be Hindu. That's how Hindus
Be a Hindu.
Yeah, because that's how Hindus think.
The Hindu thing, the soul go from body to body to body. So if you die and you're bad, your soul will come in a dog or donkey. Or if you are good, comes in a human. When those Alawi in Syria, they like have Hindu believe, when somebody die of them, they start shooting in the air to force the dogs to go away. They don't want the soul of this guy who died to go in a body of a dog. So they frighten the dogs away. In Islam, the Prophet ﷺ said, when you die, all your body will disintegrate except a small piece from the end of your sacrum bone, the very bottom here. And that piece, how much it should be to bring you back? How should be that piece? How big that piece is? Come on, you biology now.
It's small.
Biology. How small? The size of?
Your finger.
No.
Fingernail in the second bone.
Fingernail.
No. The size of? Come on. You created from what?
Clay. An atom.
You created from half DNA from your mom, half DNA from your mom and dad, and you formed one DNA. So you'll be brought back from one DNA. What's the size of the DNA? Fraction of nanomillimeter. Not the micron, it's less than the micron. Micron 1/1000 of millimeter. Less than that. You just need that piece. The Prophet ﷺ said that there will be a piece of you, will stay there, will never perish, and Allah will bring you back from that piece. It's you. How is scientifically possible now? How can you convince somebody who's...
Is it genetic cloning?
Yes, through...
Dolly the sheep.
Yeah, there are the sheep cloned the DNA of her mom, and science fiction film Jurassic Park, when he said he went to what? Managed to get a mosquito who swallowed a DNA from a dinosaur. He took the DNA from the mosquitoes and he provided the light, nourishment, and environment, and he made the DNA, multiplied. So it's possible through the cloning. You need only one DNA to clone. Dolly the sheep lived only 8 years. Her mother lived 16 years. How is that?
She's inverted.
Who is answering? Yeah, Issam. Ayan.
It's because from there's a DNA said that she would die at this age and then
Yeah, when Allah Azza wa Jal creates, when you are created, Allah send an angel and he will code your body how long you will live physiologically. It's like probably I'm dead by the Ajal. Ajal, how long your DNA lives. And Ajal Musamma, if you take care of your body, you exercise and right nutrition, whatever. So your DNA have an age. If you plant a DNA from time 0, the fertilization, it lives 16 years, this Dolly, the mother of Dolly. But they took the DNA when she was 8 years old, and she only had another 8 years old to live. So this is what stopped cloning progressing. Because people who want to live longer, they thought, I'm 80, I might clone myself for another 80 years. And they might find that, no, he will die at 83. He will only live for 2 years. Because DNA already 80 years old when he is cloned. And this DNA should live only 82 years. So after 2 years, he will die. There's no point cloning yourself for 2 years to come back as a toddler and being, nurse and how to use the loo and how to not use the nappies and things and then die. So there's no point. So DNA, you need, Allah Azza wa Jalla only need one DNA to bring you back. And the Prophet ﷺ said, That piece of you, the day of judgment, will grow out of the earth, and then the soul will be bought by the angels. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said in Surah Takwir, وَإِذَا النُّفُوسُ زُوِّجَتْ. So the body comes out of the earth, the soul comes from the alam al-barzakh, join together, your body and soul come here, face the courts of Allah. You've done this and this. How do you know? It's coded in your DNA. It's coded in your DNA, and we don't know whether it's coded in your soul as well. Because you will have all what you have done coded. Because your skin will witness the day of judgment. يوم تشهد عليهم أيديهم وأرجلهم وجلودهم قالوا لجلودهم لما شهدتم علينا قالوا انطقنا الله الذي انطق كل شيء. A day when your hands, your legs, and your skin will witness against you. And you will say to your skin, how do you witness against us? Allah, they will say, Allah made us talk. How would your skin talk about you, Lujain, in this life now? Can we make your skin talk about you? Anybody say yes, your skin can? Can your skin talk about you? How?
On the day of judgment.
No, in this life.
You pinch yourself and you're like, oh, it hurts.
No, talk about you. And convict you. The court will convict you. How will you convict me? They say your skin talked about you. How your skin talked about you and the court accepted. Come on. Your iris talk about you. How? Adil. Fingerprint. Footprint. They will talk about you. Only yours. Fingerprint. Now genetic fingerprint. Even more confirming your body will talk about you, against you in this life. So what about the day of judgment? It will be easier. It will be easier. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, ما خلقكم ولا بعثكم إلا كنفس واحدة. Your creation and your recreations like creating one soul, one single soul, like creating one person. It was difficult to understand until they started making mass production, the production line. Have you heard production line in companies? What production line? The first one who did it was Ford. What did he do, Ford? That's Raouf.
He like mass produced the Ford cars, so like in America they'd have like more jobs.
How Ford did this production line?
He specialized jobs, so one person would make the tires, one person would make the engine.
Fix the tires made, one fixed the chassis, everyone fixed one knot probably, one wire in the car, and the production line, the line moving, everybody put in one piece. Now robots doing it. They put the parts in the car, and then the car is coming. Production line became like, produce 1,000 cars a day. So people do not work 10 of them or 20 of them on one car. Each one put one piece in the car. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, easier for him to recreate us. There's no problem. Prophet Muhammad said the day of judgment, and Abu Bakr was sitting on his right side and Umar was on his left side. He said the day of judgment, the three of us, and he took their hands and he said, we will come out of the grave like this. Abu Bakr, Muhammad and Umar. And subhanallah, the Prophet died buried in his house. 2 years later, Abu Bakr died buried next to Prophet Muhammad 12 years later, Umar died, could have been buried anywhere, everywhere. He was buried next to Muhammad. So the three of them actually physically buried next to each other. To make, like when the Prophet said this, he was telling the truth. That yes, we will be the three of us buried in the same time, in the same grave. We will come out of the same grave. So according to Islam, it's not impossible. Scientifically, it's not impossible because Allah guaranteed part of you will remain in earth and part of you will be in Alam al-Barzakh. Your soul will be in Alam al-Barzakh or in Jannah. Straight away, martyrs go to Jannah. And then you will be brought back, body and soul. The origin of life and who? The one who created you. Allah created you in the first place. He will bring you back. Umayy ibn Khanaf came to Prophet Muhammad and he had in his hand brittle bone. And he crushed it became like ash, and he blew it in the face of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, who will bring this back to life? And Allah said in Surah Yasin, وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيًا خَلْقًا. He gave an example to us and he forgot his own creation. قَالَ مَنْ يَحْيِي الْعِظَامَ وَهِيَ رَمِيمٌ. Who will bring this bone back to life? Allah said to Muhammad, say to him, قُلْ يُحْيِيهَا الَّذِي أَنْشَأَهَا أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. The one who will bring it back to life is the one who gave it life at the first place. He gave it life at the first place. He will bring it back to life. قُلْ يُحْيِيهَا الَّذِي أَنْشَأَهَا أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ خَلْقٍ عَلِيمٌ. And he is aware of all what he created. الَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُم مِّنَ الشَّجَرِ الْأَخْضَرِ نَارًا, to the end of the surah. The one who made out of the green trees fire. Subhanallah, I mean, even the petrol discovered that it was trees. There were trees buried and made with the pressure and things and made oil. Now,
Fossils as well.
the fossil, yeah, the fossil fuels. Now, Allah said there's an ayah in the Quran, وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ, that's in heaven, your sustenance and what you've been promised. And the time came, there were rizq underground, black gold, oil, and now there is rizq from heaven. The solar panels convert the photons, and the wind power, the wind farms and the wave farms, all coming from heaven. Where the air come from? Where the air come from?
Trees.
No, the wind. Where the wind come from?
Trees.
The wind.
Changes in air pressure. It causes movement of air.
What make the change in the air pressure?
The sun, it causes convection currents, so it moves around. So warm air rises, then it moves to different equators.
What made the sun make these changes? Because precise change. It's not an easy from 93 million miles to make the change. Actually, I looked into it, I studied it, and they haven't got the precise answer where air come from. And if air doesn't come, what will happen? We're all dead. Why we all dead?
Can't breathe.
No, the wind. Not the air itself, the wind. The wind. Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran, Allah yursilu riyah. Allah sent the wind, and the wind carried the cloud. How cloud formed? Somebody burned the ocean till it's 100 degrees, start evaporate. This is what we would say. How cloud comes?
The sun causes the water to evaporate and it turns into vapor.
Evaporate? Does not evaporate. If you throw a cup of water, put a cup of water on the table and throw a cup of water on the floor, which one will dry first?
The one on the floor.
On the floor. Is it because temperature made it evaporate?
No.
No, it's the wind. It depends on obviously humidity. So Allah sent the wind, agitate the water and carry it. So it carries the water even if the degree is 4 or 5. Because agitate the water, carry it. And the water form cloud, and the cloud form rain come down. We get the rivers and rains and things. So you go back, scientifically possible, yeah? Scientifically possible. Allah doesn't need to keep your DNA, but Allah is. He is keeping your DNA. Doesn't need, but He does. He does keep it. Why Allah keeps your DNA?
For judgment day to like tell you.
But why? Why your DNA? Why He keeps your DNA?
So He can resurrect us and recreate us.
But why He need to resurrect your DNA?
Because there's only one.
I actually heard it from atheists. They said, I want to come back to life. When Allah bring you back to life, how did you bring me back to life? I created you. Oh, it wasn't me then. Why you put me in fire? Somebody else knew. But when He bring you, your DNA, it's you I brought back. You the one who killed so-and-so. You the one who stole so-and-so. It's you who's going to face the judgment and go to hell or go to paradise. It's not an easy argument. What I went through probably went from the other side, went over your head. I don't know how much stay in your brain. I will not know. But you should be in a position to argue with the most difficult atheist or philosopher. I listen to a lot of philosophy as well. My argument actually built in a lot of things, including what philosopher will say, what atheist will say. And subhanAllah, you will find in the Quran and the Sunnah answers to them. And that answers actually, I wrote back to the person who produced this film on the argument that it's me has to come back to life and be judged. And in Islam, actually, yes, it's you, it's part of you, your DNA is preserved, will be brought back to life. There's an ayah in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, منها خلقناكم وفيها نعيدكم ومنها نخرجكم تارة أخرى. From earth we created you, to earth we will send you back, you will go back, you'll be buried, and from earth you'll be brought back to another life. What about people who go to outer space? Do you think people will go and colonize Mars? You think they can do it? They're now asking people to recruit for 6 months to be isolated and live in a Mars atmosphere. They only had the 3 applied so far. So you want to apply.
Why would you do that?
You go to NASA and apply, and they want people in their 20s. Yeah, they want you to live a life because they want to know whether you survive a journey of 6 months to Mars. Oh, I'm still in the shuttle. We haven't reached Mars yet. We need 5 months.
Or is he actually going to stay for 6 months? Is he actually going to be in the shuttle for 6 whole months? They're going to do it on Earth.
On Earth, they want to do experiments.
For 6 months.
For 6 months, yeah, apply. You need to be 20 to apply. On your way out, I need to stamp number 218. The last page, back of the one before the last. Writing your homework is going to be difficult today because the subject is a bit complicated. When you answer the homework, please think before you answer. One sent me 2 homework. One he scored 3 and one he scored 14 and 15. So one he thought about the answer and one he didn't. So you have this old one. Thank you. Salam.